everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe and turn that post notification on.
Good job. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to all of you and thank you so much for joining me on a brand new video. Today I wanted to bring a topic which is super important to me, and it's something that I think about on my day-to-day, and it's where to splurge and where to save. This is super important when shopping because when you shop smart, you tend to always have these two in your head and you tend not to compromise on certain things. I wanted to create a little list of things that I like to splurge because I feel like they're better investments, and things that I like to spend less money on because maybe I don't wear it as much, or I tend to replace those pieces ever so often. So that is the topic of today. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and let's get started. So the first thing that I like to save money on is tank tops. I find that these are available in most high street stores from $5.99 all the way to maybe £40. And in between that price bracket, you tend to find that the more affordable ones are actually better or the same as the expensive ones. I don't feel like there's a lot of difference. Most of the tank tops that are available are made of 100% cotton, which is what I prefer to buy. And I find that you don't need to spend a lot of money on those. H&M is a great store to buy tank tops. I tend to buy them in different stores like Arket and even Massimo Dutti. And like I said, I prefer to save a little bit more on these ones because I tend to buy them every year to 2 years. I tend to replace them, especially if they're white. So t-shirts for me are actually an item that I like to invest. I like them a little bit thicker, not see-through, and I feel like this way they last a little bit longer. Although most of high street stores sell them for 100% cotton, but not every 100% cotton is good quality. So I tend to buy them, for example, in Uniqlo, which is more on the lower end price point of high street, and sometimes I buy them in Arket or COS. When it comes to jewelry, it really depends where I'm actually buying the jewelry. If I was going back home to Portugal, I tend to buy most of my solid gold pieces there. So I splurge when I'm on holiday, not every year. But here in the UK, I tend to save a little bit when it comes to my jewelry. I like experimenting with styles at the moment. So I tend to not buy the most expensive item because I'm not sure if I'm going to wear it and rewear it. So I buy them in COS because they look really nice. They're not super expensive. They cost around £30, between 25 and 35 pounds, and they actually last a really long time. For the time being, I prefer to save, but like I said, it depends where I'm actually buying the items. If I go back home, I splurge. If I'm buying here, I tend to save. I'm a lover of denim, and I feel like for this particular item of clothing, I need to invest. Now, when I say I need to invest, it doesn't need to be bought 100% new. I sometimes buy it pre-loved or secondhand, whatever you want to call it, but it has to be from particular brands that I already love, that I know are going to last me a long time. I love Levi's, and I've expressed that throughout the years here on the channel. I've done several reviews on this brand, but I also love Arket. I think that their denim is fantastic. It retails for over £90 at the moment. Prices are going up, but their denim is soft. Although it's 100% cotton, it doesn't feel rigid to the point that you can't sit down. So for me, all of these things are important. I've worn denim that is a lot more affordable, that was never ever comfortable. So for me now, when I look at denim, I don't always look at the price point. I look at how it makes me feel, and I tend to always gravitate towards the same brands. Hair accessories are very, very feminine, and they can definitely add so much to a look. But if you look at my videos, the majority of the time I either have my hair loose or in a ponytail or a bun. So I don't really experiment all that much with hair accessories. Although in the past year, 2023, I actually bought quite a few hairpins. I thought they were fun. I still prefer to buy from my favorite stores. Something very simple, very minimal, that does the job but does not break the bank. Okay, so when it comes to makeup, I'm kind of 50-50. There's certain things at the drugstore that are so worth it, and I wouldn't replace those with higher end products. For example, brow products, mascara. I tend to buy everything from the drugstore. My favorite mascara is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I've been using that mascara for years. And when it comes to base products and primers and things like that, I prefer higher end. I find that all the foundations I have or I've tried, which are higher end, and now I only have one or two, are so worth the money that I keep repurchasing and repurchasing, and I never go to the drugstore to look for it. So makeup, it's kind of like 50-50. When it comes to footwear, I do not like to compromise. Very, very rarely I will buy something that was either cheap or affordable, whatever you want to name that. I prefer to buy or splurge on footwear. I think good quality footwear is super important for your feet. So I prefer to invest or to splurge a little bit more on footwear. However, I do know that sometimes buying expensive doesn't always mean that your feet are going to be happy. But the majority of the time when I buy footwear, I look at places that I had a good experience with. I just feel like good quality footwear is super important, not only for me, for my daughter, and for everybody. I am a lover of shirts, and I will go for a shirt for any type of budget, from 25 pounds to 65 pounds. So again, it really depends on the feel of the fabric, on the style of the shirt, and how it looks when I put it on. So for example, the one that I'm wearing right now is one of my favorite shirts that I have. It's thick, it's made of 100% cotton, it's from Uniqlo, and it's under 40 pounds. I don't really go by the price point, I go by the quality, how it feels. If I really, really love the shirt, then I'll buy it. If it's 25 pounds, if it's 65 pounds, I'll buy it. So I don't mind the lower range ones, and I don't mind the expensive ones. So for this one, I have to say right off the bat, it is a splurge for me. I think coats are an investment. Regardless of the type of coat that you're buying, if it's a puffer coat, if it's a wool coat, if it's a cashmere coat, it is going to be an investment. Why? Because these fibers are not cheap. Anything under 100 pounds that is completely new, it's not going to be made of a high percentage of wool. So for me, that is a setback for my cold weather months, and to protect you and also to last you a long time. Again, I'm not saying that everything that is expensive is better than something that is not that expensive, but the majority of the time, if you look for a good quality coat, it's going to cost you over 150, if not more. This is going to be an investment of a lifetime that you're going to wear and rewear and rewear, especially if you find the right style for you. If you would ask me 20 years ago if I would ever splurge in a handbag, I would say definitely not. My favorite store to buy bags was actually Mango at the time when I was in my 20s. And I still believe that Mango is one of the nicest stores when it comes to bags that actually look a little bit more expensive. But nowadays, I personally feel that bags are a splurge for me. I really love a beautiful, good quality, very minimal, quiet luxury aesthetic type of bag. I tend to buy maybe one every 2, sometimes every 3 years. And I really enjoy a good quality bag. I feel like it makes you look more chic and put together. And like I said, I tend to really enjoy that type of bag that if someone sees you on the street, they don't know if the bag was expensive or not, but the bag looks luxe. Perfumes for me are definitely a splurge because my scents are all expensive for some reason. I try sometimes perfumes or fragrances that are a little bit more affordable just to tie me over. For example, if I go on holiday and I don't take a bottle of perfume at the airport, I will look for the cheapest perfume as long as it smells nice, just to tie me over whilst I'm away on holiday. But when I'm here, when I'm back home, my perfumes are expensive. They last a lot longer, in my opinion, than the cheaper options that I tend to buy when I go on holiday. For example, I like Maison Margiela, the replica perfumes. They smell amazing. I like Joe Malone, Joe Loves. They cost over £100 when you buy 100 mils, but they last a lot longer. So I feel like I spray a lot less than when I use the ones that are a little bit more affordable. So although I buy affordable perfumes, I do it just for a very short period of time. I prefer to splurge on fragrances. Hair care is kind of crazy to me because I used to love drugstore hair care, and I always bought hair care that is for curly hair, the natural community type of ranges. I used to buy all of those until I started to notice that they didn't really actually work on my hair, and they did not work on my daughter's hair, which is a lot more coilier than mine. So now I tend to splurge on hair care. My favorite hair care brands are Aveda and Way. I also love Kerastase, and I used to use Kerastase for years, but I feel like I'm not gravitating towards their products as much as I did before. I prefer other brands. I love the smell. I love what they do for my hair. My favorite hair care line at the moment is from Way. I love the detox shampoo and the mask for thick hair. Like, those two products transform my hair. But I also really love Aveda Be Curly. The Nourishing, the pink bottle line is amazing. They smell great. I feel like I use less product with the expensive ones than with the cheaper versions. So I do prefer to splurge a little bit on hair care. I feel like this particular category, I like to splurge and buy good quality hot tools, from curling tongs to blow dryers to straighteners to multi-styler hair tools. Everything that I bought is a splurge. It's going to be more expensive than your typical high street product. I want to save my hair from dying a quick death, if that makes sense. The majority of the year I do wear my hair curly, but for some reason recently I've just been really enjoying my hair straight. I'm only using the Dyson Airwrap. So I truly think that it's super important to invest in good hair tools, like you invest in a good coat, to really have the benefit of using something that it's not going to damage your hair, or it's not going to make you feel cold if you were wearing a coat, if that makes any sense. So for me, this category is definitely a splurge. So we've reached the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.